Mingalabar, everybody. You are now tuned into another exciting installment of Mekong, the Southeast Asian space opera adventure of epic proportions. We got another fantastic episode for you in the pipeline. Oh, pipeline. We're already here. We're already giving it to you. We're all here together. It's a story that's filled with political intrigue, passionate romance, generational trauma, and most importantly, some dope-ass mech battles. All right, so you're tuned into episode 5. So if you're back from, if you're tuning in from the previous episodes, you definitely know who we are. If this is your first time with us, what Mekong is it's a little bit of Star Wars, a little bit of Dune, a little bit of Gundam, a little bit of Evangelion, a little bit of Pacific Rim for you cinephiles out there, a little bit of Iron Widow for you erudite book nerds, and lots of lore and world building based on the rich wellspring of Southeast Asian history and culture and a metric ton of Hindu-Buddhist cosmology. This story will be seen through the eyes of warriors called Tanong, a caste of pilots who operate uniquely powerful mechanized chassis called KC. Say Xin Chao, pilots.
Xin Chao, pilots.
Ciao, pilots.
Let's.
Hey. This is going to be a story of how, through their deeds, decisions, and dice rolls, they will shape the fate of the stars that make up the 7 sectors of the Mekong constellation. Grapple with the obligations that drove them into this line of work, and perhaps change the course of this cosmic river forever. My name's Jerry. I'll be game mastering this here game with the help of our amazing cast. Let's go down the line and say hello. First up, playing the pilot of the super duper fast flying advertisement called Sparky, we got Callax'an BULAKLAK. Say hello to Ryan.
Hey everyone, I'm Ryan Omega. I am playing Callax'an BULAKLAK, whose life is full of dogs and sponsorships. And I don't have the dogs right now, so we're going to see what kind of trauma that creates while we're in this particular episode.
Second, she pilots the 6-armed slayer of demons, a Mad Durga class KC lovingly called Copperpod. We got rupi'a Taeyang, played by Pooja.
Hey, I'm Pooja, and I'm playing rupi'a Taeyang, who definitely does not have any kind of trauma and or residual feelings for people that we have just integrated into our crew. Definitely not.
Nope.
Totes over it.
Nope. Thank you for your honesty, Pooja. I'm glad we could be transparent here. Next up, now short of a mech and a kid, and in the cockpit of his dead homie's ride, we got Roman Maxilom, Andrew Alandi.
What is up, everyone? Yeah, called out there. That's right. Yes, playing Roman Maxilom. Pronouns he, him. My pronouns as well, he, him. Yes, I lost my kid. I lost my mech. I'm piloting my dead friend's mech, and now I just adopted a bunch of teenage boys as we're going through space right now. But you know what? World's worst dad. How could it get any worse?
And finally,
I'm getting you a mug. World's okayest dad.
And finally, with her crownless head back on her shoulders, the pilot of the conquered kra-su, we got Oradee Vung, played by my dear friend and incredible producer, Clara. What's up, Clara?
Hi. The worst things that could happen to me have happened, and everything like is only up. We can only go up from here, right, Jerry?
Well, in space, there's no real, direction that is up, it's all kind of like around, because there's no gravity or nothing like that. We'll be playing Mekong using the Beam Saber RPG, a Forged in the Dark system written by Austin Ramsey, with additional supply drop playbooks written by J. Lowe, Phyla Hazard, and Alfred DeMille. You can find links to the cast assorted social media accounts by sending !cast to the chat. And if you'd like to purchase Beam Saber for your gaming group or yourself, go ahead, type !system. The name of this campaign is Symphony for the Devil. It is an adventure written by moi and contains themes that some viewers may find disturbing. There will be depictions of blood, gore, dismemberment, body horror, drug and alcohol use, politically motivated violence, warfare, sexual themes, excessive use of English and non-English profanity, as well as references to physical abuse. I think we covered that in the last episode. But either way, the cast and I have discussed our lines and veils and confirmed that everybody here is comfortable playing, but we want you watching from home to be safe as well. All right, so let's get this show on the road, shall we, folks? Yeah, and if anybody disagrees with us getting on the show on the road now, please speak your piece. No, great. All right, let's go to a little constellation I call Mekong. Yeah, kính thưa quý vị, tôi xin gọi thiếu phim Mekong. Long ago, when the light of the stars flowed like a river across the heavens. After a harrowing ambush in the ruins of the new Backer space colony, the Fellowship of the Marigold departs from the debris field with their hides intact and an unlikely set of new allies. Following an emotional reunion with her old flame, Devinder Cage, the Tannong Rupi'a Taiyang, with the assistance of Callax'an, BULAKLAK, and Roman Maximum, successfully convinced a band of Bajak pirates called the Lost Boys to join them on their mission to the planet Selodang in order to find the legendary Sword of Rama. With Devinder serving as their captain, the Lost Boys revealed themselves to all be exiled and disenfranchised young men, cast out into the void of space as undesirables. Some, like Devinder, have been disowned by their families and had their imperial citizenships revoked. Forced to wander from sector to sector, the Lost Boys worked as privateers and bounty hunters to keep food in their bellies in hopes that one day they can buy their residency permits back and return to the warmth of atmosphere. It is then when Devinder tells the group of the Lost Boys' mission in New Backwood. They were tasked with capturing the conquered kra-su as privateers for the Chowfryan crown. However, after some paternal guidance from good old Coach Roman, the boys find a new sense of direction and purpose and join the group's quest, and the two ships, the Marigold and the Neverland Express, chart a course for Selodang as a caravan. That is until Callax'an receives an urgent call from his agent, Angeline. His elder sister, Lady Rubina BULAKLAK, has severed him from his family's wealth, effectively making him a noble in name only. Angeline panics, and now that Callax'an BULAKLAK Racing Enterprises has shuttered and its racers all sworn as retainers for the new Chowfryan regime, her and her boss's income streams are completely shut off, and she's getting married soon. With the Marigold and Neverland Express in desperate need of resupply, the crew navigator, Nina Chung, agrees to make a detour to Callax'an's homeworld of Langkasuka, not knowing what awaits them all in the heart of Malayu space. They say home is where the heart is. But what's a home if your heart and all that you value are ripped away from you by those looking to ascend the castes at the expense of others? Even with their new friends, can this band of Tannong find Chandrahasa, Rama's sword, in time to stop Bo-Kap-Din? Or will this excursion to Langkasuka make this movement of the Symphony their swan song? Find out this week on Mekong, Simply for the Devil. We open on a wide shot of Manjushri-Sana Palace on Chowfraya, where a battle breaks out in the palace courtyard. The fighting is intense, and we see the kra-su, the Apalaki, and the Copperpot all on the edge of defeat or outright fallen. Yet, heroic music begins to swell, and from the lower half of the frame, Sparky speeds up the stairs into the palace gates. In that same charge, Callax'an, with that 5, you there's like 5 Royal Marines all kind of just standing there, and you draw your lance out and you just impale all of them in the same blow, and you crash through the doors. Big cloud of dust kicks up, and like you hear like some pitter patterings of rocks rattling, falling over, and the dust clears. Big hero shot. Sparky standing in the doorway, light behind him, and you look inside the palace. You see this big ass portrait of Lady Rupi'a, your sister. What do you do?
I immediately look around for Lady Rupi'a, but while I have this insights, I run over to it and I slap one of my sponsorship stickers over her face. Especially anything that looks like a monster.
You put like a hot sauce logo of this big like Thai chili pepper, but like with like a really mean face over her, and just as you do that, you hear a young girl shouting and a dog yipping. Mr. BULAKLAK, over here, please! And you think back, it's like you failed that first time when you tried to bring her that hope back to her dad. Now's your time to finally see that through.
Oh,
and you also hear Miss Misfits yipping.
He immediately goes for heads to the both of them and opens up a latch so that he can get both of them inside.
You crash down into the palace dungeon, and you see them behind, like at the end of this hallway, right? And Sparky, clambers over, like runs towards them, and you see her waving, and Miss Misfit like jumping, and just right when you like get up there and you bring your latch open, as you get closer, the hallway seems to get longer and longer, and you kick in the thrusters on Sparky too, I assume, just to see if you can close distance.
Oh, absolutely.
Still, this hallway just keeps going and going and going, and then finally, right when you think you're about to get to that last dungeon cell where they are at, and you get to the cell, and both Miss Misfit and Hope disintegrate into 1,000 crows. They fly all past Sparky.
And I immediately go, what the fuck? Being swarmed by a lot of those crows, and he just kind of looks around, is like, okay, something's wrong, and he just checks his sensors. Where are they going?
As the birds all kind of like fly past Sparky, you hear Kuntilanak's voice. Efforts all be for nothing. And you slowly turn around as this flock of birds slowly they reform into the silhouette of a woman. You cannot stop the Devil's Symphony. You cannot save them. Maybe you should give up.
He raised his lance and immediately charges towards the woman.
As you charge at the woman, she disperses back into the flock of birds, all flying in 2 directions. And now you're charging at another silhouette that appears behind them. And you look down as your sensors pick up a new kra-su signature at the end of this hallway, at the end of this dungeon. Before you can even read what the transponder code says, you hear something on the radio. It sounds like Hope's voice again, but much more distorted, much more like layered, as if 2 voices are talking at the same time. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder. And you look down at the transponder code that reads Conquered Morning Star. And you see the kra-su that you're charging at. It looks like the Archangel, but its golden accents have been painted blood red, and its armor coated in a dark pitch black. Twinkle, twinkle, little star.
At this point, would Callax'an think that he's in a dream because a lot of this doesn't make sense to him?
You know you're dreaming, right? And you know it's a nightmare, right? But it's the kind of nightmare that you ever feel sleep paralysis?
Oh,
Right.
I've had it in real life, and it is very scary.
You want to realize this is a dream, right?
Mhm.
But as you try to you pinch yourself, you slap yourself.
Mm-hmm.
No, you're stuck here, right?
Mhm.
And you hear that twinkle, twinkle, little star speech continue. Dry your tears that fall like rain. Use your hatred to cause pain. Twinkle, twinkle, morning star.
At this point, Callax'an, because he realizes that he's in a dream but can't move or do anything active, he just kind of sits quiet and observes everything. He thinks that if he's in a dream like this, that there must be some information that he can glean, which is going to be important, that he can take back when he wakes back up.
You observe the conquered morning star more closely. As it sings this song, it takes steps towards you, and you see that the wings that were once angelic in nature had its feathers now resemble Kuntilanak's feathers.
Mm-hmm.
And the mechanics on this mech have the kind of almost like biomechanical aura that the kra-su's has.
Mm-hmm.
Like some sort of amalgamation between machine and monster. And she finishes her song. Show them what you really are. And it charges right back at you.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when you hear Jackie shouting, Jackie's voice ethereally shouting. And you just feel sensations on the side of your face as someone's smacking you, trying to get you out of this.
Mm-hmm.
And what's going through Callax'an's head right now as this monster machine just eviscerates the Sparky?
So the thing that he immediately thinks of is that if this is a dream and he dies, he will wake up. So he does nothing so that he'll wake up immediately.
The machine tears open your cockpit, and you gaze into its eyes, and you feel its claws sink right into you, pull you out, and the crunch of ribs. And that's when your eyes snap open, and you're sitting in a meditation circle with you, Jackie, Roman, and Oradee. You finally remember what you were doing. Jackie has gathered the three of you here for a traditional Tannong warrior meditation, right? But I'm gonna give you level 1 harm. That is, you have something. You can call it void shock on there, but your eyes shoot open and your hands are shaky. And you're sweating profusely, like your whole jacket is just soaked.
Mm-hmm.
You are not stable. And you look around and you see your fellow pilots, they're sat. Well, they're not sat. They're floating crisscross applesauce. We're still in zero gravity in the hangar bay of the Marigold. But Roman and Oradee, you see that Callax'an is definitely not. You recognize this. You being seasoned math fighters, you know what void shock looks like. You know it, or as the medical term for it, adversary exposure disorder. Many cadet Tannong experience this after their first encounter with the adversary, and usually it can be treated with various grounding rituals, religious or secular. These are the telltale signs of that.
It's pretty obvious right away. Just already kind of unfolds a little bit to hey, and I'll kind of push off and put my hands on Callax'an a little bit just to give him stimulation, to touch him, like something real?
Yeah, Callax'an
Hey.
right now is just moving his hands back and forth like this, almost like a repetitive motion to get back into his body, instinctively, and he is breathing raggedly, very heavily. When Oradee's hands touch his shoulders, he collapses a little bit, but he continues to move his hands in that same motion.
Yeah, and I'll like move my hands down towards your hands. Hey, like look at me. You're here. We're awake. We're here. Yeah. Okay. I need you to do me a big favor, and it's gonna be really hard because we're in space. What? I need you to look at me. What are 4 things that you can see?
I see a wrench that is floating that should be in attached by Velcro. Someone did not put that away. I see floating sticky rice that was served in the last meal. Why is that floating?
I just
there?
pushed
Why is
it
that
away
not
from
be-
us.
I see you holding my hands. I see
That's 3.
I see an area of the showers from this distance, and boys need to close the door. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Close the
Okay.
Oh, immediately.
Close the door! Oh my goodness!
Immediately when Callax'an says that, you see Roman, and you see just the tiniest little twitch of an eye, like, God damn it. Oh, we're going to work on that one.
Open door policy, okay?
That's
Like,
not
you-
what that means.
But yeah, Oradee, as you look at Callax'an, yeah, you can definitely see he's got all the trademark symptoms of adversary exposure disorder. The reason why it's not categorized the same as like, PTSD or shell shock or the like is because it's believed that the energies emitted by the Gunma have lingering effects on the human mind and can create visions or delusions or dreams that resemble a Gunma's direct influence in your mind, but it's really like they're just sitting in your synapse until you make them go away. But some people handle that worse than others.
Cool. I love this for us. And I feel like Callax'an, does it feel like you're coming down a little bit, or is that working for you?
It's working a little bit. It's just that was intense and probably a sign of things to come.
Mhm.
Jackie's like, what? Usually, the nature of these visions are, I hate to say it, prophetic. So it might be of our best interest for the sake of the quest. What did you see?
Well, I saw that I was racing in a palace and I see Hope and Miss Misfit in the distance, and as I am trying to speed towards them and I put on my thrusters, I don't get any closer, and then when I get there, they disintegrate and turn into a lot of birds. Then they form into a woman, and the woman is basically prophesizing doom, and attacks me.
So you saw Kuntilanak?
Yeah. Oh my god, yeah, that's what that was. The same as when I looked outside all that time ago before we were all brought into this group.
That happens when you make contact. She'll be with you for a little bit.
Did you see anything else?
Nothing that I'm sorry, I wish I could articulate more. It just happened so fast.
Is there? Do you have a? And I'll look to Jackie. Do you have a notebook or something?
I don't. But let me see if I can ask Captain Cage, and
Yeah.
maybe, I'm sure. I don't know if these boys have, and she like pushes off and like goes off to go look for Devinder. I was like, I'll be right back.
If you can write anything down, sometimes it helps to just get it out, right?
I think also at the point where I realized that I was in a dream. I was putting so much of my energy of trying to wake up and get out that I wasn't paying attention to anything else.
Mm-hmm. In case
Roman,
anything jogs your memory.
Roman, where did Callax'an mentioning hope at all do anything to you?
I'm gonna roll for that actually.
Please.
Yeah, let's see. It completely affected me on that one. And you hear just, we're doing the meditations, and the mention of hope is, it's starting to make me sweat a little bit. And there's a calming mantra, a prayer that I would say to Hope every night before tucking her in to try to calm myself down. Angels east, angels west, north and south, just do your best to guard and protect her while she rests. Amen. And you see his hands as Roman's meditating start to clench just a little bit and then relax. Roman is still under a lot of stress considering he's taking care of, a million, young adult boys now, and the thought of Hope and also the lost archangel, compounding now. He seems to be okay, but the stress level still, the blood pressure is a little higher than it should be. Let's say that.
Callax'an realizes at the point where Roman talks about archangel, is like, oh, the archangel. Something about the crows merged with the archangel and then suddenly became blood colored.
I'm sorry, they did what to my baby?
Already, I push away a little bit just to float away.
Just to float back.
You know what? Roman's under a lot of stress, and I'm just gonna get out of arm's reach.
Yeah, Roman, the thing that you're encountering on this travel, the vibe right now is akin to a really dysfunctional summer camp where all the adults are semi-functional camp counselors, and all these boys, despite your best efforts to parent, you've had some successes, but a lot of the times they're like, well, Devinder said it, and it's just a kind of back, Devinder said we can do it this way, and then there's kind of a disconnect happening between two male authority figures happening.
Right. I'm gonna look to the rest of the team right now. You know what? I'm gonna go handle that little shower thing right now. I'll be right back. And Roman gets out of the circle. Yeah.
Before you go, I'll kind of spar later.
Spar. Yeah. Spar.
Okay. You can actually see. I think Oradee has a few bruises because I think we're both handling our stress a little not okay.
Where's a rage room when you need one?
I think they're it's fine. We're vets and we're just gonna punch each other until we feel better.
Yep.
But it's
Let
safe
it out.
because we called it sparring.
Yes, it's sparring.
Rupi'a, well, what do you suppose you're doing right about now? I'm sure now that you've reunited with your old beau, you got reunited. You had something on the agenda with that. Did you have anything?
Honestly, I think after all of the big explosions and everything from before, and then the merging of these two crews and all these kids coming with us into this, what is bound to be a war zone, Rupi'a is handling things very well by avoiding Devinder at all costs.
Rupi'a, you're kind of just chilling in your quarters with the door kind of ajar, and you see Jackie pop past her, pop in through the door. She's like, say, Rupi'a, you wouldn't happen to see Captain Cage, have you?
Nope. Probably, in engineering or something. I don't know. It's not like I'm keeping track of where he is so I can be where he's not or anything. Not at all.
The Yantakara, being the spiritual type, Jackie takes a second looks you up and down. You know, it's fine to have attachments. It's like it's a totally human thing to and I understand that sometimes navigating those can be a hassle, but
attachments are fine. It's the loss of attachments that sucks.
It might, I promise you, it might serve you some good to not bottle things up. We're already flying in a tin can, so the last thing we would need here is any flare-ups or anything like that. If you need any spiritual counsel, I'm always eventually like kind of like floats down the hallway. Just let me know.
Yeah, I will totally do that. And and I think Rupi'a takes whatever, like, part of this whole, she's avoiding current Defender, and at the same time has been like obsessively rooting through all the like little like mementos and knickknacks and things that she kept from her previous life. And one of those things is her marked up copy of the script to the last show that they were working on before that last mission, and everything went so badly.
Your eyes wander and you see like the third name on the byline, Shireen, and does that have any? Does that do anything to Rupi'a? Right, seeing her name and not seeing her here.
I definitely like. I touch the name, like, and it's a little worn. It's like lighter than other markings on it because she has touched these names so many times. It's worn down the ink, and it's like, I had no idea it had gotten so bad for him. But Shireen, you were always so much better at the emotional stuff than I was. And I wish you were here now. And I hope the reason that you're not isn't what I'm afraid of. And on that, I'm going to close the script and like...
you see standing in the doorway is Devinder's like, afraid of what?
Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Hides the script behind her, like shoves it half under the blanket.
He leans on the doorway. You see the hook hanging out from the coat. I just want to come by and let you know that we're going to be exiting jump space soon. We're coming up on Langkasuka, so just letting you know.
Thanks, Defender.
Yeah. Like wraps his knuckle on the doorway and then floats down where Jackie went.
Get out and find the rest of the crew. Hopefully they know. Let me let them know.
You go off to find the rest of the crew. You head to the hangar.
Opposite direction.
You head the opposite direction. And in the hangar where all the mechs are, you see Callax'an and Oradee sitting or floating, and Callax'an in a cold sweat with his hands doing the thing.
It's like, there was an exercise we used to do a lot to center yourself before performance. And since we're all about to perform the role of our lives, you want to try it with me?
Sure.
It's not... Sure.
And lead you through like a whole routine of like theater warm-ups.
Oh, God.
Where it is a full Sally sells seashells by the seashore onto, and then you throw your arms up and go down towards your toes, roll up slowly, feel each of your vertebrae go back into alignment, Let the anti-gravity take your head.
Right on the precipice of you feeling any peace whatsoever, just right on the edge, you hear two of the boys, Fife and Laruk, shouting at each other like they're chasing each other through the hangars. Like, no, give me that back! No, don't! You can't look at that! And it just like totally kills the vibe as these two boys just like run past you, and like you see Fife, he's like holding up what looks to be like a sticky magazine with some sort of pinup on the front. It's like, no, you can't.
Are they naked?
No, they're not naked.
Oh, thank
Then
God.
I don't care.
You can tell, but like
I don't
they're in
care.
sleepwear. Like you can tell Fife very clearly just went into Laruk's Laruk's bunk and stole his magazine, and that's why they're fighting through the hangar and down the hall.
I grew up with one brother, and honestly, he's still worse than all of these fuckers. But can I get? I don't actually want to touch that magazine. Can I get between them? Can I intercept the situation?
If you want to, yeah, go ahead.
Hey. And like kind of again another little push off to get between the guys. Like I think grab one of them by the like waistband for a second. Like, oh wait.
Hey, don't touch me, man.
Yeah, I know. I didn't want to. What the fuck is happening?
Fife went into my bunk and he took my magazine.
Okay.
It's the last magazine for that it was the last thing I have from home that I can. I don't know if I could. I don't want to talk about this with you.
Okay. I say less. And I look at Fife. I'm like, did you take the magazine?
What magazine?
I can see the one I can literally see in your hand.
He has both his hands behind his back. Is like, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm just chilling here, and then Laruk, just got out of my business. So,
Can Roman show up right behind Fife and be like, you mean he's gonna tap Fife on the shoulder? You mean the magazine I see right behind you, buddy?
do you want to like grab it out of his hand?
Yes.
you take it out of his hand. It has a really handsome looking skin model on it. It's a dude. It's just a jockstrap, Calvin Klein underwear, and posed like one of these. It says Scotty Nongwa, which means Scotty too hottie.
Aww. It's my boyfriend.
You have a boyfriend?
Yeah. The guy that's on the centerfold. That's Scotty Too Hottie. That's it's my significant other.
I think I've already like gets kicked all the way back to basic. It's just like what?
Five's like, what? You find him on the internet, huh, Callax'an, huh? You tell me you met him on a chat room, and you just like.
No, we didn't meet him in a chat room. We just have a common activity of we both like dogs.
That's so fucking cute.
It's actually quite wholesome.
That's the most wholesome thing I've ever heard in my life.
Lurik's like, can I have my magazine back? I read the articles. Okay? There's a lot of good men's care stuff in here.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah.
Not working,
Usually
but
say
I
less.
bet it exists.
I have the magazine. I'm going to give it back. Hey, listen. It's fine. It's fine. Respect each other's property. All right, guys. Remember, we talked about this. All right. Respect. I get it. It's open door-ish. Respect each other's property. All right. We'll talk about this later.
I think that
Because
phrase means what you think it means.
They're gonna be doing labs for days, I swear.
We gotta tell about the Colma that, when you like do pesky things, it like gets into your underpants drawer. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Also, I have way hotter pictures of my boyfriend than this.
Five floats away, and so does Laruk. And Laruk is Five's like, Laruk likes guys. Like,
Yeah, and
yeah.
and
I just think it's funny. All right, look, love is love, but I just think Luke's like, can you not, dude? Can you? I'm trying. Okay. All right. Are we done? The captain said we're gonna.
I've made out with more women and more men than you.
It's not a competition, except if it was, I'd be winning.
I high five Oradee. Like that. There we go.
We fade to the two ships, the two interconnected ships, exiting jump space, and all of you are like, all the boys have like their faces planted against like the viewports as they see in the distance. It's not the same blue and green ball as Chao Phraya is. It's got a more orangey brown hue to it, the planet. And you see that there are several O'Neill colonies in orbit from this distance, more or less one of the centers of the Malayu sector. I assume all you were gathered in the cockpit for this to see this kind of like initial approach. And Callax'an, how does it feel looking at home?
So when he returns home, he normally he would think, it's good to be home, but he gets a solid feeling in the pit of his stomach because he knows that he's going to be dealing with a lot of things, but his eyes immediately dart over to some familiar racetracks and also a lot of the places where the Ayurveda Grand Prix take place. So he looks at those buildings and then tries to look for the BULAKLAK racing buildings, and he kind of sinks a little bit, realizing that his sister has taken those away from him.
Zhongzi finally, he gets onto the bridge, and you see him dressed in his full bureaucrat's regalia, his full Ao Yao Lin and his turban, and you see him putting everything on as you guys make the approach to the plan. He's like, okay, so we got a lot of stuff on the agenda while we're here. I know we're gonna need a big resupply for both of our ships here. I know Captain Cage needs to do some repairs on the Neverland, and so do we. We did get a little banged up over a new back oar. So, and I believe he turns to you, Roman. He's like, I promised you I'd make some phone calls. And I know Lord BULAKLAK here also has some business on world as well. So me and Nina, we're going to head to the Viceroy's office and try to leverage some connections. Captain Cage is going to take the ship in to dry dock in Bandar and Casa, one of the big colonies in orbit of the planet. And while that's happening, I think we will meet up once the repairs and the resupplies are done. Does that sound good with everybody?
Sounds good.
Sounds great.
Yeah.
All right then. Everybody, good voyage. Yeah, like Zungzi's trying to keep his spirits up, but you can kind of tell that, like, Hassan, you're looking at him, and just by sheer empathy alone, you can also tell this bureaucrat has like a lump in his throat in a similar manner, not from like the anxiety of like something being taken away, but like you can tell just something's off with him.
He looks around and says, Zungzi, can we have private convo a little bit?
Yeah. Sure. And he kind of like floats off to the side.
You look uncomfortable for a bureaucrat, and that's saying something because bureaucrats are just by default uncomfortable. They're more uncomfortable being here at Langkasuka. And so what's going on? I know I have connections. I know I told the four of you over dinner about, the guild and all that stuff. I'm anxious. I'm scared. I'm anxious that I'm not gonna give you guys answers that you like about what's happening back on Chao Phraya with Hope, with your dog, with the king or the former king now. And well, I would rather get bad news than lies, because we can't operate off of lies. but we could do something when we hear bad news.
Yeah.
Would you like to talk to everyone before we depart so that we know what we're encountering?
I don't know what we're encountering just yet. I'm gonna go into the Viceroy's office. I'm gonna send a couple messages through the deep space beacon array, and maybe hear something back from Dongsan or someone else. And I'm gonna pull some. I'm gonna see how many strings I can pull, and if any of these strings go taut or what. This metaphor's falling apart. Just be safe down there. If you guys do get what you need done down there, and I'll get me and the captain will try to get what we need done up here. And I just don't want to disappoint you.
Listen, I think the fact that we've been thrown into this horrible, chaotic situation, obviously not by choice, have to save an artifact. A lot of us lost everything, and you are still managing to try to get things done. That's a tick in my book, because other bureaucrats that I know would have just been paralyzed. You at least are aware that things are hard. I just need you to let us know when things are bad. Because, again, we could do something about bad. Glossing things over. We're not the public. You don't have to put on PR face for us. We're not the PR. We are your crew. So you give us whatever information helps us do the mission and also protects us as a crew. Okay?
Yeah, go ahead and make a consort roll.
Consort roll, okay.
Yeah. You got 2 ranks in there. It's 2d6. You're under
Rolling
controlled
2d6.
circumstances.
4.
It's a 4. All right, so it's a success, but something's going to happen on the back end. I'm not going to tell you what happens, but right now. But I will tell you right now that Zone will take off his cap, put it in front of his chest. You would make a fine guildsman, Lord BULAKLAK. I'm humbled to have you in my crew.
Thank you. Ironically, the person who would also tell me those compliments would be Rubina. Ironically. Yep. She's glad that I'm the second kid.
Your sister's an opportunist, is what I get the sense of. She's,
Oh, yeah, that's obvious. She didn't have to shut me down. That was overkill. In fact, if
not unless she had a reason to believe that you were standing in her way.
Yeah, I mean, she thought I was standing in her way when I didn't agree to go along with her plan that she didn't discuss with me, and try to pressure me to make a decision under an ultimatum, and I don't like that. And those decisions don't ever work for business. The fact that she tried to do that with me speaks poorly of her, because we're family and we're supposed to talk. And she believed that political expediency justified overriding any kind of familial ties that we had. So, until I can talk to her, I have to just talk to my connections, see what's up, and most likely try to grab and salvage what I can, and then leave this place.
Very well. All right, Nina. Yeah, Uncle. Let's get going. Good luck to you.
Thank you. I try to contact Angeline to see what's up, and also maybe because I remember I previously discussed with Oradee looking for a head with that custom model when going to Langkasuka. So
Angela, when you contact her from orbit, she says she'll be waiting for you at the spaceport with like the usual welcoming committee stuff. She'll have a little sign and everything.
oh, I would say no sign this time.
Oh, no sign.
No.
You're just like, oh no. So you want to keep it.
We're going low profile, small entourage, not big people with signs. This is not a PR event.
Okay, I was just gonna, the little paper one that just, but if no fanfare whatsoever, I'll get you guys from the spaceport and we'll work something out from there.
Yeah. Also, do you happen to have connections to? Let me just double check here. I am looking for like a custom headpiece for another PC.
Yeah. My fiance can actually get you connected with that. We can discuss that when you get down here.
Okay, great.
I'd like to invoke the blue spirit skill here. I think that would be worthwhile. Going full Prince Zuko.
I see here in your inventory you have documents. I'm just gonna assume that you could just have alternative decoy identification papers for reasons of traveling inconspicuously. So you could just have that. It's already in your pilot gear.
Okay.
You just tell me how Oradee is going to present herself.
I don't think that there's a huge difference in what she looks like because she's.
Did you do the Clark Kent thing? Just put glasses on.
Yeah, I think Oradee puts on a pair of glasses.
Just put a pair of glasses.
Oh, we're doing the whole like Marvel thing where your disguise is the hat and sunglasses.
Yeah, it's a pair of like glasses and like a SWAT team hoodie. Like.
Skateboard right over your shoulder.
Yeah, hello fellow children, and she like kind of like parts her.
One of the Lost Boys like passes by you as you're like doing this whole thing, and it's Muhammad. He's like, "You look like a cop."
He's not wrong.
Uncopify me then.
I don't know, like, be more effortless with if I don't know, Rupi, help me out here.
Oh, first of all, okay. And I take out like a pair of scissors from my pocket. And
You cut
the
my
hoodie.
hair, I will fight you.
No one is coming for your hair. No,
Okay.
who would do that?
I don't know.
Who do you think I am?
I don't know.
But this hoodie's now a crop top. The hat goes. And instead, what I do is like sweep up your hair into like what is the latest style on the latest social medias.
An insane thing. Okay.
And you know what? It's a lot faster than it looks, and it holds up all day. Who would have thought it? It's a messy bun that somehow miraculously ends up with like just a fan of hair.
Nice.
Sticking out from the back like feathers. They call it the peacock. And then like snags another coat, but from Roman, and it's like a light duster. And sweeps that around you, so you've got a nice, like, little eclectic layered look going.
Okay. And this is subtle.
Subtle is not what you need. You need to not look like a cop.
I don't. What?
Hey, aren't you royalty? Wouldn't you like know what an undercover cop looks like? Aren't they like on your payroll?
Well, they're undercover.
Not well.
So I don't know what they look like.
Yeah, no, because they always got like the jeans and like the hoodie, and then they like and like you can tell. I don't know how many cops you've seen, Princess. I don't know. What do you think, Taslim? And Tass is like, she's fine. She's fine.
I'm glad to have passed the preteen test.
Wait, I'm 19.
They're all 5 to me.
The two boys like pass by you, Roman. They're like, your princess friend needs to like.
Hey, boys.
What?
Don't mind it. Go clean.
Go clean.
I heard that. I swear you're doing laps when we land. You're doing laps.
So yeah, the two ships they pull up to the side of the large mass, the Bandar and Casa space colony. The docks, in the dry dock, the group of you that are descending down the planet, you kind of like unload your stuff, your mechs onto like the colony to surface shuttle. And It will be the four of you, unless... Did any of you want to bring any of the cohorts with you?
If there's a boy that we trust to kind of guide, like an older teen to guide the younger teens, Six Flags style, I would love to be able to like get them to do like the food supplies while we do our more necessary mech supplies, right?
I think we should send, like, Jackie with them, I guess. Or all we're going to end up with is hot sauce.
Yeah, that's valid.
We cut to like you trying to talk Jackie into like chaperoning these kids, and she's like, you know, I really believe in protecting my Zen. And
Jackie,
rupi'a,
I heard that having attachments is all right and that we shouldn't run from them.
I'm not running from them. I'm just letting you know that, look, fine. Big talker. Very well. Let me get my bag.
Just torturing a priest now. That's fine.
You shouldn't come in my room and try to give me therapy uninvited.
And we'll unpack that later.
We see her like grab her duffel bag out of her quarters, and she like grabs a rosary and she's counting them and grumbling as she goes along with you guys towards the shuttle.
I think we should pull Muhammad, to be perfectly honest. I want Muhammad out there because if he's going to learn how to be, can I talk to Muhammad about this actually? So as we're landing, I'd like to go to Muhammad and be like, hey, listen, kid, you up for helping us out on the ground?
Yeah, depends. Is the food down there any good? I've never been here.
To be honest, I don't know either, but listen, you're pretty handy with that rifle. I watched you as we fought, kid, and you yeah, I blasted Princess's head off. It was fucking great, wasn't it? You see that shot? That was so baller. All right, you're good, but I need you to learn more about your surroundings. There, we had you, so I think the experience is going to do you good, and I think the control is going to do you a little good.
Okay.
Look, I'm not the best at talking about this, but hey, listen, time out there could be good. Learning to work with somebody else out there while also learning to work remotely as well if we need you. But I want you to explore your surroundings. And again,
can you make me one promise, Roman?
What's that?
We've been in space for a while, and I've never set foot under atmosphere in several years. I just want, when we're down there, do you think you could take me fishing?
Do we have fishing poles here?
We can buy some down there, right? Like they have those, right?
Tell you what, Muhammad. We complete what we need to do, and Roman puts a hand on Muhammad's shoulder. Let's go fishing once we're done. All right?
Okay.
Promise you that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. I'm your man, boss. I'm doing whatever you want. Let's get this. All right. Yeah. Fuck yeah. Okay. We're gonna eat so much monkfish when we get. The boys are gonna be so jealous that when you took me, and you hear him like excitedly talking all the way to the shuttle as you walk.
As he's talking, I'm like, Mom, easy. Remember,
what's salmon taste like, Roman? I've never had fish before.
You gotta have to find out, but remember, we go once we've finished. When we finish. Yeah.
So okay.
Remember, take orders nice. You're gonna listen to the calls from everybody. Whatever we need, and this is from all of this team here. Whatever we need, handle it. We'll tell you what to do. We'll guide you, and then we'll go fishing, buddy. All right.
Oh yeah, like you see, like he's just like like on the ride down. You just see him in the seat. He's just like bouncing. It's like, all right, to go fish. The shuttle departs with all your mechs in tow in like the lower compartment, and it begins the slow descent onto the planet. As you descend, we see you are flying towards a city known as Banang Pradu. On the approach to Banang Pradu, you first break through some very dense clouds, but these aren't clouds made of like water vapor. They're all made of smog. Like the air here, the sky here is not the color it should be. That's for sure. unlike the very temperate Chowfrya, the air on Langkasuka, as you like land and like the door opens, it feels like tiny stingers invading your lungs and biting your eyeballs, and the place is more or less a chemical soup. And when you finally make out the silhouette of the metropolis behind the spaceport, you see it is a densely packed cityscape with thousands of like prefabricated living modules and shacks stacked atop each other in these tall spiral towers. The Padang Pradu is at the foot of a volcano called Mount Mandara. So and you can see like the mountain like in the furthest back part of the horizon, but just barely through like the thick smog. You see power lines connected to substations built over like a bunch of these geysers and steam vents from the volcano, and it seems like the people here, they harness the power of the mountain to power the municipal utilities and the communal baths and like all the amenities the city would have. As far as you can tell, this place has been it's had a lot of development urban wise, right? But at the same time, this development wasn't exactly done in the most responsible manner. If you can tell, just based on the amount, just like how the air, on the way in, you see like piles of like trash like floating down like the river, and in the sky, you also see these platforms, these like floating communities just above the I guess more or less like the poisoned like ground level, right? But here you are in Padang Pradu. Callax'an, this is normal for you. If anything, the stinging sensation is like, oh, it's like a warm hug coming home.
I just think of this as eternal sunset.
Yeah.
So
Honestly, I've been in worse. Like, it's kind of middle of the road. Breathe through your mouth for a little while, you're fine.
I think it's been a minute since Oradee's like been in pretty bad areas, but it's been a minute since she's like between Chowfrya and like pumped in Atmo. She's like, we're fine. Like you can see like her eyes instantly have gone red.
Yeah, you see Roman just like, oh god, all right, let's do this. Let's get out of here. I mean, you see him like trying to shake his muscles out, be like, all right, cool, we're back on the ground now. It's kind of all right. Let's get this done.
The adjustment to gravity isn't like you guys have done, have landed in before, so it's not like there's too big of an adjustment. Like the gravity's about the same. It's really only the air quality and the lack of light unfiltered through haze and soot that really bother you. But as you like walk from like where the shuttle lands, you see the mechs all being like pulled out from behind the shuttle and being like parked where there's like most cities have like a general area where Tanong can park their GC. They don't charge you a fee for anything like that because you guys defend the planet from space monsters. It would not be in their best interest to bill you for that. So they kind of park it over to the side of the spaceport with like about 50 or you see it as like the mechs get like placed onto the docks. They're flanked by a bunch of other GC, but none of them seem built outright for warfare. They are all sleek, like Sparky. They are all built aerodynamically, and they're also all covered in advertisements and sponsors. This is clearly a racer's world. As you like exit the spaceport and Callax'an, you're like walking them to over where like the area of the spaceport where Angeline would usually pick you up. You guys see that like the city itself, there's several platforms and stairways and bridges that connect all these different towers together, and there you see massive hologram billboards fly by, being towed by drones that advertise various liquors, repair services, fast food chains, and they're all endorsed by the many racers, celebrity racers here. And you even see one with Callax'an's face on it. Like Callax'an, what ad do they see as they floats by?
They see a floating picture of me holding Miss Misfit, advertising the equivalent of puppy chow.
It's big ass Callax'an face just slowly move. Like, if you ever see Blade Runner, like just like one of those. And as the advertisement passes by, you see Angeline with like a big van, like waving.
And I wave back, "Hey, Angeline!"
Angeline is an Inthanese woman who's been Callax'an's right hand since more or less the start of his racing career. So she's a petite woman of about 4'11", with pinned matte black hair, faint brunette highlights, and she wears a form-fitting cheongsam, like those like Hong Kong China dresses, with like floral patterns and bright colors. She got a little flower in her hair, and she waves, and you guys walk up, and she like opens all the doors of the van, and you guys get in. Was the flight okay? Everybody was.
Yeah, I think Oradee, like, she does this every time she gets under atmo, like, because like after traveling in zero gravity, and she's like popping every joint in her like body, basically like, oh yeah, gravity.
All the van doors close, and the hover engines start up, and it starts flying off. And yeah, you guys are driving together. She's like, I wish we were here on better circumstances, boss, but I'm glad you're back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know you have a wedding coming up.
Yes, yeah. Here, I actually asked him to come meet us. We were gonna hit your house first, right?
Oh yes. I figured it'd be good to say hi to Scotty, but also just figure out what's going on.
Oh, Scotty's he had a shoot actually today, so we're not gonna see him at the house, but he did want to say hello. I'll explain when we get there. I'll just
okay.
Yeah,
That's fine.
Mohammed's face planted against the window, looking out at the city, like, whoa. Like it. The look on this boy's face, just like the feeling of gravity pressing down on him, the feeling of seeing people walking around and like living lives like with the like, even if this place is like dirty and polluted, and like you see like a little tear like form, was like, Is it really like this all over the sector?
Just here in Langkasuka. Yeah. Do you have?
Are there even fish in that river? And you look down at the river; it's like full of sludge and like plastic and like different like, and you see like a bicycle floating down. And there's like several pipes like dumping fucking like different.
So yeah. Mudfish tend to live there. Like they eat a lot of the stuff that most other like bacteria and other things that just kind of like live down there. Like a lot of the things just adapt.
And if you're really lucky, you'll catch one of the massive crocodiles that live.
What's a crocodile?
There. It's huge.
Like as big as a ship?
Shuttle, more like a shuttle.
Whoa! Yeah, we cut to the wide as the van kind of like the hover van flies up to this large platform. Could you describe to me the BULAKLAK estate, Callax'an?
So the BULAKLAK estate is a gold-tinged mansion. Not actually gold, but it really reflects a lot of the atmosphere. So it just has this gold iridescence to it. Also, you don't see a speck of white because it makes no sense in this kind of atmosphere. You also see a couple of towers, which almost serve as air filtration in the area. So the area around the estate is noticeably clearer than anywhere else. Because things like circulate in and out of it. It almost looks like a gaudy version of the White House. You could see like a couple of statues of like various gods in the same way that a mansion in Beverly Hills would have several Greek gods. This would be like several different like local gods. A couple of them look like Rubina, a couple of them look like Callax'an, and a few of the bestial characters. One of them distinctly has Miss Misfit's face. It doesn't look classy, but it is very much that type of vibe. Like, rich people live here.
I'll bet they do.
They definitely do. They definitely do.
Are we going with you to the BULAKLAK mansion?
Yes.
All of us?
Why not?
Didn't your sister try to help Aku?
She didn't try. She succeeded.
Quiet
Yes,
you.
but still, it's going to be one of those cases where the family is still the family regardless of what business happens, and the compound is large enough that we could still be on opposite sides and still do business. Because that's how mommy and daddy wanted it. Regardless if we're fighting, we're all still in the same place.
Is it a good idea for me to go with you? Like, I'm just genuinely worried.
Muhammad speaks up. He's like, I mean,
it would be safer.
They don't look. You don't look anything like Princess Oradee, as far as I know. Because you look like a cop.
She does not look like a cop.
She
anymore.
does not. I know.
She
I'm giving her shit. I'm giving her shit. Okay.
I punched Muhammad in the arm. Like,
ow! And
Oh,
Jackie just like looks at you guys like, we done?
yeah.
Rupi'a did really great with the styling, by the way.
All right. I just think it. I mean,
What do we call you?
Yen. I think that's fine.
No, I mean, no. What do we call you?
Yen.
Like Yen. Okay, Yen. All right.
Yeah. Let's go with that.
Yen. Okay. Angeline, I have to ask, Angeline, do you know who this is?
Is it a cop?
Oh
I hope it's
my
not a cop.
I'm not.
Okay,
the
we're fine.
cop!
We're fine. We're fine.
Okay.
I feel
You're
like
fine.
at this point it's you. It's definitely not me.
I'm
I did a
fun.
great job.
I'm cool. I'm a chill person.
You don't
believe
say
I
that
believe
if you want to be
I
cool.
just assumed. I just thought she's just one of your racing friends, right, Callax'an? Okay, great. I look, Lord Callax'an has a lot of friends in high places. I try not to ask any questions. I'm sure they're all lovely people, and I'm sure you are too. It's just, anyways, here we are in the garage as the van pulls in, and everybody gets out, and you walk the grounds of this floating complex towards I assume Callax'an's section of what I'm sure Callax'an has his own kind of like section of the estate that's like his house with his belongings and such, right?
With Callax'an's part of the estate, you see a large house, but you also see a much larger warehouse, which is a garage full of kisi and other things. So the racing department is pretty much his personal racing department is like pretty much attached to his house.
As you're walking through, there's a real estate sign in front, like just swinging in the wind, like for escrow.
That bitch. Okay.
and you see Angeline kind of looks a little guilty. It's like, I wanted to parse this out a little bit. I know you already got a bunch of news already, so
All right. So, first off, we need to figure out all the moves that Rubina has made. Send them to our lawyers, not the family lawyers, our lawyers, the ones that I deal with for any sponsorship. Right. Like anything that deals with the sponsorship contracts, anything that has me in those contracts usually have to go through me since it's my face and my appearance. Anything that is like any of the other drivers, I'm pretty sure that I lost those. Anything that features my dogs obviously has to go through me because I'm the caretaker of the dogs. So there are ways that we can maneuver salvaging like parts of the sponsorships for contracts because they're literally based on me and my actions, not necessarily BULAKLAK Racing Enterprises. Oh my goodness.
And you, as you walk through the house, you hear a lot of barking as an entire, I want to say, squadron of dogs, all kind of like come pitter pattering down the stairs, all one by one, like they all basically charge the group of you in all at once. Whoa, whoa! And you hear Muhammad go, "What?" And Jackie's like, lots of furry friends. And
yes.
So Callax'an, please tell us what dogs are in the house right now.
Okay, so there are about, we're gonna say, it seems like a lot. You know, there's only 12. There's only 12, and they range in age, breed. We have a smaller dog with a husky with like oversized eyes, wearing a little white bib with the name Puddles written on it, and also it's the only dog that is wearing a diaper.
And they're all kind of just like hopping up, licking your face, and like running circles.
Yeah. We also have like a couple of corgis with little booties on their feet because they're very, very sensitive. We have a Mr. Chow Chow, who is always impeccably dressed. So it's not just a Chow Chow, but there is clothes that are custom made for this Chow Chow. There's a Pekingese that looks like a big poof ball that just kind of like runs around, almost seems like its own vacuum or its own mop, because every place that it goes, it just kind of automatically cleans up. So each of these dogs has been on an advertisement for a sponsorship. And you also see like maybe like some of the dogs on the Kisi for Sparky because they've been in those advertisements.
Oh my god, I'm in love. I love all these dogs.
I know, these are wonderful. These are mine, and then like a couple of these, like there's one that looks like Miss Misfit, another Dalmatian, but is full of spots. It's like, so that one is Scotty's, and like he works out with that dog, so it doesn't like really want me to like, you know, put it in advertisements. And then next to him is Ruff, like the very, very sleek greyhound, which I really, really wanted him to go into a lot of these advertisements because, again, sleek as a greyhound, but you know, he's not into that because they're workout dogs.
As you have this joyful reunion with your coterie of pets, Angeline walks over, like she takes a right, and you hear her talking to someone over, and she's like, "Hey boss,
yeah.
So I'm getting married next week, and I just thought maybe this is my fiance. I just want you to temper your expectations. This has been happening for a while, and out from the door, I want you to imagine, you know, those like Filipino ukulele soft swaggy boys that like, you know what I'm talking about. Imagine one grew up, did a 180 on his whole persona in his early 20s, and now is just like spent the next 15 years refining himself into what looks like brown Robert Downey Jr. You see, he says, Hey, old pal. I didn't know if you and realized that Angeline is engaged to your longtime rival, Armin Law. And she walks next to him and like wraps an arm around his arm, and she's like, I wanted we wanted to pace ourselves with this announcement. It's just
Oh wow!
Look, hey, and we cut to this wide of like this awkward reunion of you watching this man who you've raced against several times and you've had beef with, and who's screwed you over and you screwed him over.
I'm so conflicted right now because I don't. He looks him up and down. First of all, I don't hate this. I don't hate this. It's just, you know, our history is there, and then what I'm seeing just doesn't line up. But also, I have bigger fish to fry. But Armin, nice to meet you. He just puts out his hand in he's very, very stiff. Just very unlike Callax'an. He is not comfortable. Just, hello.
Good to see you. Welcome back. And as he grabs your hand and shakes it, that will be our break for that'll be our mid-session break for now. I think we're gonna so thank you for tuning into Mekong here at Queen's Court Games. We'll be right back after a few messages. Thanks for tuning back into Queen's Court Games. You're watching more Mekong Symphony for the Devil, where we last left our daring band of pilots. It's kind of an awkward situation. Callax'an has brought his compatriots back to his longtime home, the BULAKLAK estate here on Langkasuka, and only to find out that, one, the house is for sale, and two, Angeline, his most trusted business partner, is now engaged to his longtime rival, Armin Law, the paladin of Pulangi. So, with that being said, I think we're just going to cut straight into it. We're going to hard cut to everyone's at a table, and there's some automated servants with serving trays putting food down for everybody, and they're also filling the dishes of like the 12 dogs, who also have their own little eating area off to the side. And in the dining hall there are several posters, promotional posters for different races that Callax'an has participated in, but the ones that draws your attention, and the one that Armin is sitting in front of, is there's one that is promoting the local race, or in this case, the biggest race in the sector. It's the Ayurveda Grand Prix. But in this case, this particular promotional poster has a much younger Armin and a much younger Callax'an, like squaring off like boxers, and then at their feet are also two boxer dogs. And it like big text. It reads like the King Bitch, the Paladin of Pulangi, the rematch of a decade. And he's just sitting in front of it with Angeline sitting next to him as like the robot servants like put down the plate. What's a meal look like in the BULAKLAK household?
So a meal in the BULAKLAK house kind of varies, but a lot of it is family style. So a lot of large plates of food with several serving spoons in order to grab what you want, and also some smaller plates for finger foods, since a lot of food is usually eaten with the hands. And so with the exception of things that are like soups and stews, which are in bowls, everything else is usually just eaten with fingers. So you see like a whole lot of rice, because you can't have a feast like this without rice. A lot of fish, a lot of sauced beefs, and yeah, like it's just kind of gone all out, especially since they haven't had food like this in a while, so he wanted to make sure that they could eat like this, because he is not exactly sure when he could come back here and eat like this.
I like look down. There's like 4 dogs. Like, I'm like, okay. I
And
get what you mean.
Like
And then
Muhammad kind of like pushes one away. It was like, you have your own. Get out of here.
it's like I look at some of the dogs and I'm like, okay, that one can have food because it's been good. Those 2 are on a diet. That one definitely cannot be here. So he just kind of names them off because he's aware of their diet sensitivities. The 2 corgis are really, really sensitive. But one of the other dogs, the Pekingese, can eat anything. It's fine.
Oradee is is like trying to be subtle about it and is going full like, 1 for me, 1 for you, 1 for me. I'm like a little bit of like seasick every time. Like, it's fine.
Armin puts his hands on the table. He's like, I'm sure we should address the elephant in the room, right, old buddy? You look like he's being very friendly to you right now, Callax'an, much more than you have ever been in your entire working relationship, period.
Callax'an has this smile that's very wide plastered on his face because this is how he deals with nervousness. Just really wide smile, just very PR. It's like, yeah, this is the elephant in the room, and he just takes a lumpia and just puts it in his mouth.
Angeline kind of like nuzzles into Armin's shoulder, like, okay, I'm
sorry. So tell me how you 2 met. How did this happen? I'm really curious.
Angeline like looks up. She's like, "Hey, boss, you sound. I feel like there's a little air of animosity in your voice here. Maybe I'm misreading.
Oh, you are definitely misreading. It's not so much animosity. It's just I'm surprised. You know,
he's actually very sweet. There's a real soft side to him that, and you see Armin like raise his hands, like, okay. I will admit, when I first came to Angeline, when I reached out, it was for vindictive reasons. I was trying to, but and we got to talking, and it turns out we have a lot in common, and she, she loves the opera. She loves and I love the opera, and she has a great taste in whiskey, and I love her a lot. So, and I thought, maybe she deserves. I gotta say, this sisig is really doing something for me. It's like the fat is so creamy, and it really melts in your mouth. Just with the combination of the crispy skin, it's delightful. It's really good. Your compliments to your chef.
Oh yes. Yeah.
Are you also racers? Like gestures to the group.
Oh, I know.
I know you're a social butterfly out there in the 7 sectors. I know you pick up a lot of friends out there.
Oh yes. These are actually Tanong.
Ah, I see. Okay, well, the real warrior. Okay, so not set for the racetrack, but more so like squaring off with demons and okay, yeah. That's really cool. That's Angeline, like, excuse me for one moment. I gotta use the restroom. I think she like slides out and like stands up and leaves. And now that she's gone,
why have you come visit?
you expect like he's gonna say like something backhanded right here now that you 2 are alone away from his fiance, but he actually like leans back and like sighs like, okay, I need your help.
The plastic smile kind of leaves his face and goes, "Oh,
Okay, so
okay."
but last time I've done a lot of thinking. I've done, and I'm also kind of in a bit of trouble. So first off, I think you and I are both in the same place right now. We are racers without racing companies.
So how did you acquire that news? I'm curious because I was not here at Langkasuka and I just wanted to know.
This was before I did a lot of thinking and had kind of a turnaround with my life circumstances, but they tried to unionize and I fired all of them because that was a poor judgment on my part. Like, that's poor business.
You try to fire your crew for trying to collectively come up.
Yes, okay. It was a bad decision, all right, and I knew it was a bad decision. I regret it, and so I felt really bad after, like, a couple weeks afterwards, and then and so I started talking to Angeline after that, just to, I made a bad decision. I feel bad about myself, but I'm gonna piss off Callax'an and sleep with the secretary to make sure. And really get back, but then okay,
I have no claims to her. Okay, she
okay. Well, either way.
Okay.
And so when that was happening, while I was in my feelings, I took the Corona out. The Corona Chaser is his racing mech. It's the exact same model as yours, but instead of like dog chow advertisements, it's covered in like fine liquors and like cat food and like and like different beers. So like there's beer loud, there's Heineken on it. I took her out and just to like, because I take her around the track to like work out my feelings, and I crashed. I spun out and I crashed into this lake, and I blacked out. I thought that was it. That was over. I was done, right? And then I wake up and I'm on the shore, and there's this tall lady standing over me, right? Real tall, and she's got like the sun behind her. She's glowing like a goddess, right? I swear to you. And I thought, I was like, oh shit, that's a bodhisattva. And she's here to spirit my spirit off to whoever's next to me. But then I was like, it's Guan Yin the Bodhisattva. And then I look closer, I was like, why does Guan Yin look like Princess Anusha? And she's standing over me, she's looking all holy and everything, and I can't remember what she told me, but I remember it was something along the lines of not racing away from my problems anymore. And I was slow down and be present and take the time to leave behind something better than when I arrived. And I guess I thought I'm thinking back to this still, and I'm thinking, hey, she saved me twice that day. Okay, she saved my life, but then she also turned my life around. But I remember that day, and I'm telling you this story now because I want to make amends for this lifetime of animosity. So that's the first part. Now here's the help part.
Okay, I admittedly I'm a little confused. Angeline is only 4'11", so she's not tall.
Yeah, height never mattered to me. Okay, I love Angeline. I really do. She wasn't the one that saved me that day.
If you look over, like, Oradee is holding a lumpia and the insides are out. Like she just crushed it.
Are you okay? He like turns to.
And I like hand the lumpia to the dog, to one of the dogs. Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, while Roman is now wiping lumpia bits off of his face. Thanks for that. Yeah.
Sorry.
There's more. It's fine. It's food.
So, you probably saw the signs when you came in. The race, the pre, it's coming up soon. I'm thinking, as a wedding gift, I'm gonna get her a ticket off of this place, and I know you're the better racer than me. He has to kind of dribble that out of his mouth. Like, I know you're the better racer than me. So, do you think we can form a team and win it for her. Because here's the other thing, right? Those guys I union busted before I had before I found religion again, right? They call themselves the devotees of Joanga now, and they're also in the race, and they know I'm entering. You know how like every 5 years the race they allow weapons. I think they're gonna kill me if.
Oh, this is the weaponized year. Okay.
Yes.
Oh, F. Okay.
So I'm glad you brought some Tendong and who know how to scrap.
Do you want me? Are you asking me to bring the Tanong onto this as well?
Yes. You, me, a team. These people, and it doesn't matter. Like as long as one of us crosses that line first, then we can get, the metaphorical elixir, right? The one the one that they pulled out when they in the Ramayana. You know what I'm talking about. Like,
right,
whoever wins this race gets whatever. Gets basically whatever the sponsors can give them. And so I was thinking, we can get her out of this place, and maybe with the prize money, you and I can start like an enterprise together, like an ethical one, like one where we're not where I don't make bad business decisions like firing my
okay, so I have a few thoughts. Number one, I don't hate this idea. I think sometimes, as Jackie has sometimes said, like sometimes certain things are meant to line up that are beyond your control, and there's a reason for that. Number two, since Angeline is really the type of business partner that we both care about, I think Angeline would be the perfect person to, and Callax'an immediately gets up and walks over to the poster with the two boxers and say, listen, we have been rivals but teamed up for something that's bigger. And I think Angeline can spin this. And if we do this correctly, and if one of us wins, and I look at the whole group, if a single racer of ours wins, the exposure will be so huge that whatever failed business practices you did and whatever my sister took from me, we can overcome that.
New leaf.
And what I would probably suggest is, because I would never ask Tanong to race in their PC, we still have the generics that we can modify.
Oh, I can modify their current kits. Don't worry about it. I understand that these Tanong have certain bonds with their PC, and I don't want to take that away. I know that's a winning quality. That's won battles, that's defeated space demons, and it can definitely get us a lead in the race, at least an edge.
I look over at, is it Muhammad that joined us?
Yeah, Muhammad's like sitting there, he's like at the process, like, wait, are we gonna be on a racing team?
Muhammad.
He looks at Roman.
No.
What?
How fast are you, Mohammed?
Here's the it doesn't matter about the speed, right? Because it's a team race. One of us just has to cross the finish line, and if it's a lethal race, some of us have to play security, right? Especially if all these other racers are coming in with guns and swords and the like, right? Like that's basically a gladiator match at high speed is what we're talking about, right?
I was gonna say, and one of y'all has a really the tiny gremlin guy, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we have some pretty speedy little fuckers as well. But yeah, no, I think we might be able to help them, right?
I think we might be able to help ourselves too. I mean, Yen, we can replace a generic thing for you.
Oh shit, yeah.
Yeah, look, and you hear Armin just like, look, I know some pit stop guys that can do real nice. All right, we just gotta do a couple modifications, get some.
Can you fix a Concord class?
We can fix anything. All right, this is the Grand Prix. All right, this ain't no fucking box cars in your auntie's backyard, right? No, this is.
I'm gonna look at Roman, who's sort of our dad. You're the one. I mean, we're both kind of operating on key C that are. Actually, all three of us have a key C that are trashed.
I mean, I wouldn't say trashed. Don't ever let her hear you say trashed.
I'll put it this way. I don't think that I, Yen, can take my key C anywhere on this planet.
Jackie speaks up. Well, I did take the crown off, and it's not like you're not the only Conquered out here.
We'll just slap a few stickers on it.
That's true. Armin's like, that's true. There's advertising money. There's advertising money in this if we play our cards right.
Yeah. Like if we add some stickers, you can
just put a sticker on it.
I mean, actually, it can't just be any sticker, but
Yeah.
Well, wouldn't that make sense?
Actually, Armin, and I think I just remember this. How long ago did you
like
have this come to Bodhisattva moment?
I don't know, a few weeks ago. Like, she looked like I don't know. Time works differently when you're kind of in an existential crisis.
But
why you some sort of adherent? You're the religious type? I thought the Yantakara over here would be asking this question.
I dabble. No, I was just curious. Where was the lake?
Oh, it's Lake Kolam. It's like but it's like outskirts of town. I was just doing a couple laps around it.
Maybe be a good place to practice.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, I did spin out. I don't know if that would indicate any of your luck here, but yeah, it's it's a spot.
So, why don't we do this? Let's finish up eating. If people want some halo afterwards, we can have that.
Did somebody say halo? And like Angelique comes back with a tray of like, the shaved ice and the ice cream and like the syrup and everything. Just like starts like handing them out. Like, me and Boss Man, we love these after every race. Just like it's good memories. Do you want one, babe? And Armin's like, oh yes, please.
Yes. So Angeline.
Yeah.
Armin and I have an agreement that we kind of want to put forward, and you are in the unique position and brilliance to help.
And you see like a big smile comes, like a big heart was like, oh, this is I'm so glad. I was really worried that you guys would be like at each other's throats and have it, but like I'm glad this all worked out. And she like looks over at Armin and he's like, and he nods, is like, absolutely, boss. Anything you want. Look, I'm still on your team, and fuck your bitch sister. Like
fuck my bitch sister.
And everybody raises the halo. Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's talk game plan.
All right.
I gotta check out that lake. I think I'm gonna grab rupi'a, maybe, Just like I think I just want to grab someone and be like, we're gonna check out this lake.
Roman's going with, then I'm not going to be part of this awkwardness, which is not quite awkward, but still awkward.
But just on the way out, I'm just going to put my hand on Callax'an's shoulder and just lean down. It's like, just remember, Callax'an, it's not about the money. It's about the trust and character of the people you keep around you.
It's also about the money. It really is. And fixing our PC. And having access to resources. But character is important. It was money.
Yes, but what I'm saying is don't let him steal the money.
Is that from Langkasuka Drift?
Yes, but you know what? It's full of good life lessons.
Okay, just making sure.
Oh. And then I just realized something, and he looks on a dresser that is full of just different stickers that is like in the dining room, and he picks out one and looks up at it and then hands it over to Rupi'a. It's like, if there was a sticker that probably would go on your KC, it's going to be this one. And it's a sticker with two masks, a comedy and tragedy mask, and an award in the middle. And it says on the bottom, Sutra Theaters.
Oh shit. Thanks, Callax'an.
Of course. I think having your KC endorsed by Sutra Theaters would be amazing. And, yeah.
Yeah. And, you know, at least mine isn't currently wanted for anything else.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. That is,
Usually
that
a
is
plus.
That is a plus, yes. Yes. And, like, if you continue making commercials, there probably might be more of these if you want them.
Well, let's talk after you figure out, you know, what's going on with your new frenemy.
What's a frenemy?
Friend, enemy, frenemy.
Oh! I love that term that we made up. I'm going to use it.
Muhammad turns to you, Roman's like, so, hey, Mr. Roman, how do you feel about all this?
Kid, I'm gonna be very honest with you right now. Best not to involve yourself with stuff like this.
Yeah, but it's a race. It's cool.
Yeah, I get it. I get the race. It's fine. It's fine. Just focus on the race. Focus on what they need right now. Kid, this is why I never got married. Just you know, little too much here. Little too crazy. Focus on what we gotta do, okay? Don't forget, we're going fishing later, all right?
Okay, all right. Yeah.
Just try not to get entangled, okay? And do me a favor, just keep your eyes on everybody while you can, all right? Just keep a watch out.
My eyes are peeled wide open. They're burning a little from the air, but it's fine. It's
naturally.
yeah,
That's fine.
It's
That's fine.
Yep. Yen, you having heard about this lake and the alleged appearance of your elder sister, as you kind of like walk off from the house while Callax'an and his coterie gather to discuss details of the race, you flip open your wristlet and you summon the kra-su, and comes flying and lands at one of the landing platforms.
I think I don't think I'm very subtle about it. Like, I think I just like, I was like, I have to go.
It's like poke Roman on my way out.
What? Sorry. Oh, right. I'm gonna follow. Yeah. Hey, and I'm totally gonna like elbow.
Oh yeah. What's up?
Come on.
Okay. I'm going. I'm your humble servant. He kind of like just like goes along with you guys. Jackie like looks over and also follows after. So now there's this Yen, as you like, you know, the kra-su takes a knee, the cockpit opens, and you're about to like ascend, and then you turn and you see like the rest of the crew like has followed after you.
Is the dining room just empty?
No, there's like dogs. What?
We can't take a parade to this.
Where are you going?
I mean, you're not going alone.
I mean, I'm checking out the lake.
Mm-hmm.
It's been months since we've had contact with Anusha. This is the first time I've ever heard about her resurfacing anywhere.
Yeah, you're still not going alone.
What's gonna happen to me, right?
I don't know. Maybe, like your mech's head's gonna get shot off again.
Not by me though. I take full I take like that was cool, and I have sole ownership of that. Just want to put that out there. What?
Fine. Like, fucking go, Jack. You do not need to come, do you?
No, I just want. Everyone else was going out here. I just want to see what was happening. I was gonna go down to town get parts and supplies.
That would be awesome.
Some of us had detours to make.
Why don't you take Muhammad with you?
Listen, Muhammad, come on, let's go. And Muhammad's like he looks back at Roman's like, I'm going. I'm gonna do this. You're gonna be so proud.
Very fishing afterwards. Yeah.
Yep,
Go, buddy. Go, buddy.
I'm gonna buy the biggest rod. Phrasing. You see them like walk off and take a shuttle back down to the city.
We really need to work on his people skills. Oh.
You gotta admit it's kind of cute.
I was about to say, awkward works for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. You're right. Anyway, you're not going alone. So lead the way.
We cut to this wide shot of the three of your mechs kind of like bursting out from the bulk of the smog of the city out into the Langkasuka countryside. You see here that the countryside is much less pastoral than you expect. This entire world seems to be almost like more defined by its pollution than it is its natural surface. There's waste all over the place, and you even as you like fly out, you also see large ships coming down from the sky. Presumably from Bandar Angkasa, the space colony in orbit, and they just dump a bunch of waste onto the land freely and then fly away. You get the sense that Oradee, you're kind of familiar with why this phenomenon is. Like usually, like on Chao Phraya, waste disposal usually happens where they put it all on a big ship and they just shoot it into the sun and have it be the end of it. But some people don't want to pay the fees for that, and it's often just easier to just lay waste to a planet and just, if with the state it's already in, cut corners. It's a sad sight in terms of poor governance, right? And all the loops, all the loopholes that were set out for this to happen. But eventually, the three of you make your way out towards this lake. It looks to be a crater on the side of this, because all of Benong Pradu, it's at the bottom. It's like at the foot of Mount Mandara, this large volcano, right? And so one of these craters looks to be a feature of the entire volcanic landscape here, and it's filled with rainwater, as opposed to there's no rivers flowing out of it or anything like that. And you land, and you see that there are several mandalas, all kind of like it seems like worshippers have taken bits and pieces of the trash and dye and painted the edge of this lake with imagery of the Bodhisattvas, the story of Prince Gautama, and many other religious imagery that you would find familiar in a bhikkhu's temple, right? But here it looks like this entire lake and the lake is clean. Like, the other bodies of water have been filled with sludge and pollution, but it seems that it's crystal clear.
I guess we found a fishing place for you and Muhammad.
Much appreciated.
Why is this place so revered?
You could ask someone there. You see a couple of worshippers, of lay people. They're dressed in like the blue robes, as they've hiked all the way up to this lake, and they like leave a couple of offerings. They like make a little shrine. It's just a couple of young men, heads shaven, not monks, but definitely very faithful people.
I think when they land, like Oradee like basically falls out of the like cockpit, like trying to get out quickly.
Salutations. I see you took the short path up.
Yeah.
Honorable Tendong, we are grateful for your presence.
And like Oradee kind of like nods. Her sash is actually backwards, because the lining just like it's you can't see it, just so that you can't see the royal sash. And she like what is this lake?
It's Maitreya's lake, the lake of the coming Buddha, the one that the future. You recognize the term Maitreya. It's like the general term for like a Buddha who will arrive, like the next one, right? Because there have been many throughout the cycles of Mekong, right? But the term Maitreya is one used for the next one who will attain enlightenment and possibly bring about better times and such, right? Not so much a messiah figure, but more like this teacher's gonna teach us a good lesson for this lifetime.
This is the lake, and you guys like we know this.
Well, she was here. She Lord Armin actually it's supposedly saw her, and we just thought we'd pay our respects for her blessing us with her presence.
And is she still here?
She's among all of us, sister.
But is she physically still here?
Well, with the physical, it's temporary, it's impermanent, right? It's all about. I'm sure, like we have some, like if you want to do some reading about it, I can certainly oblige. Like we're more than happy to share the lessons.
I like basic. I briefly consider punching a pilgrim. Okay, well,
I'm curious as well, so I think I'll get down.
Same.
Do you think that have there been other places she's arrived?
Not that we know of. We none of us really tend to get off world, but she goes where she's needed.
She's needed back on Chalfraya.
That's a Chalfraya. What? That's strange. It's quite a ways away from here, is it not?
Yes, actually, incredibly.
Interesting. Well, look, everyone could benefit from having more of the lotus in their life, and I'm sure Chalfraya could as well. I'm like, all the worlds of Mekong are on the same wheel as the rest of us. We are all trying to overcome our own suffering, and hopefully, if you find your own Maitreya, then maybe you can help that as well.
You are faithful folk. How do you, when choosing the path like this, would lead harm to more people, would cause harm to other people, why would you do it?
That I do not have the wisdom to answer. The circumstances depend between all of us. What matters most is we leave less pain than from when we arrive. And we continue to do that with every coming cycle. And hopefully, he's like struggling for words here.
It's fine. And I think Oradee kind of like turns away, like walks away from them to like get back to rupi'a and ramen.
Safe travels.
You too. Sounds like she hasn't been here in a while. But I guess she's actually doing the Siddhartha thing, right?
Maybe.
I just don't understand why. And I wish she'd told us. I don't understand why she would have abandoned our people like that. Because clearly, this is way better than anything that she could have done from the throne, obviously. And I like kind of gesture at all of the trash mandalas, like, we had a coup and the planet is going to go to Konoha and we have trash mandalas here instead. Thanks, Nui.
Obviously, I'm not one to talk about refinding people that you lost. But you probably don't want to hear this, but I'm going to say it anyway because I think you need to. She wouldn't have fixed all the shit that was wrong with your home. She couldn't fix your brother. She couldn't fix your life. And these people make trash mandalas because that's what they fucking have.
I just wish she had chosen a better way to do that. Or given anyone any warning. Except for, I guess, my dad. Because this is not what anyone wants.
No, it's not what anyone wants. Let's be clear. You're right about that. That everybody's got to make their own choices. Your sister made hers. And, it's unfortunate that, you don't know where she is, but, listen, she's doing the best she can. We're doing the best we can right now. That's really the only way that we can look at this right now. We're doing our best. And if it's any consolation, those the pilgrims you spoke to, at least they still have hope. They still got something to believe in. And that, to be fair, that is something to keep fighting for. Don't lose hope, kid.
I think I already looks over at a part of some of the mandalas starting to wash away from the lake, and nudges it a little bit with her foot, but doesn't actually erase it. Let's go fucking win a race or something.
Yeah. Let's go win a race.
As you fly away, we cut to the wide of the lake. And at the very far end of the lake, watching the three of you fly off, there's a glowing feminine figure standing on top of a lotus watching you fly off.
Okay, I have a contact named Denari, who is a smuggler. And I know that she was in this sector. This is her main haunt. So it's possible that we could get some gear. I don't know that we could get a replacement head, but it's possible. You never know what she's going to come up with.
You relay that over the radio, and as you do that, you fly back into Benong Pradu proper. You head towards kind of like the Undercity, like closer towards the river, like in the shadow of all the big residential towers and everything like that. And as you park your mechs and you start walking to where Denari would be, the three of you see rupi'a. You take them to basement places in New York where it's like there's a stairwell and then there's like a little den beneath the building, right? You take them to one of those, and right on the stairwell there's some yellow neon lighting, like the kind that, like, you know how dispensaries have like that green neon lighting, right? So it's very inconspicuously marked as a honey den, right? Like you know this is where they wheel and deal in that trade, right? You're standing out at the top of these stairs looking down at not a honey den, not like for legal purposes, it's just some cool lighting.
You know, just sometimes they sell some totally legal sugar. Everybody could use some servant sugar.
Oradee gives rupi'a just the like flattest face possible, like
Yen, please try to look less like a cop.
Just got a point, you know. Yeah. I want to work on that.
I dare you. I got nothing.
Just I know it sucks. Everything sucks. Everything sucks for all of us.
Just go do, fine. Let's do our absolutely not illegal illicit thing that we're going to do. Okay, now I get it. I hear it now.
Okay.
The three of you descend the stairs, and you get to a steel door that it opens up, and then you go in and it closes, and it's just like a concrete dark room, and there's another steel door behind that one with like a little eye slit, and you see like some yellow light coming out from it. Rupi'a, you knock, you try to open it, it's locked, and you knock, and the eye slit like flickers, and you see two eyes like appear. Code word?
Dance with the div.
Let me check on that for you. Dance with a D. That's an older code. Are we okay? Tell Dadaji we have no business with her. It's not. No, this like after all that business on New Backcourt, that she has to go elsewhere. I'm sorry, like that.
I'm not here for her. Just bang my head against the door a couple of times.
Roll a sway check. We only rolled like 3 rolls this game, but it's fine.
Listen, we've seen how Roll20 treats us.
I think sway is my best one for this. And I'm gonna use my spark to try to.
Okay, so that's 3d6.
Don't fuck me here. 5.
You see Denari's eyes in the slit now. She's like, hey girl, oh my god. And then the door opens and you see this elegantly dressed I want to say she's like an Longford woman. She's big like kind of like curly afro kind of thing, brown eyes, almond skin, and opens the door. She's like, it's how long has it been? Oh my, get over it. And she like gives you a big hug. It's like, ah. So like how's that play going?
You know, the art world is fickle, and never helps when your theater gets shut down by the Hornets.
She like ushers you in. So she ushers Roman in, and then she stops at the end. She's like,
Not a cop, don't worry.
okay, thank you. Closes it. You guys are now inside a Langkasuka honey den. You see there are several like low tables with hookahs and little attendants like applying little like gobs of honey onto the top, and it's the sweet smell of it smells like you're in a bakery, but everyone's stoned. And she walks you through rows like, so what brings you to Langkasuka? How's it going? What's going on?
You know, you would not believe the deal.
Are you here for the race? I hear it's really exciting. It's the lethal year.
It is.
So exciting.
And hopefully we're going to kill some other people.
What?
Before they kill us.
Hold on. Slow down. Hold on. You're telling me that the diva is gonna are you entering the race?
As part of a team, I got not conscripted, but look, the deal was really good.
Yeah. And she takes you to like this back office kind of thing. It looks like, it's like a corner desk with like a computer, and like, you ever worked in food service, the back of a restaurant, and she puts down like three those little like short plastic square stools you find at the Asian market with like the little knockoff cartoon characters. She's like, here, you sit. You sit down, and she like opens a drawer and she pulls out a honey stick and starts rolling it. She's like, all right, so tell me more. Who's your handsome friend? And she like looks up Roman up and down.
And look at Roman. Denari, this is Roman. And my friend Yen.
Hi.
You thespians always have like the hottest friends, I swear. Like where do you cast these guys? Seriously. Like,
perks of the job.
Yeah, I guess so. All right, we're talking business. We catching up. What are we doing?
I mean, I'd like to talk some business.
She passes it to Roman first.
Thanks, but no, thanks. I need to focus before the race tomorrow. So clear mind. No offense though. And he's quite nervous right now.
Okay, all right. Passes it to rupi'a.
I take my puff, and I say, as much as I would love to catch up, and we need to catch up because I feel like you may be slightly out of the loop. I think we should talk business first, and I give it to Oradee.
I think that she like looks at it and is like, no thanks, I'm a cop, and like hands it back to Denari.
Wait, do you seriously say no thanks, I'm a cop? like
she's joke like hands it back and then like laughs about like
the second the word haha thanks, I'm a cop, she like you see a gun produce out of her pocket, and she like points, is like,
I'm joking, and I hand it over to her.
She looks at you, rupi'a, for like confirmation. She's like, I know how to use this thing. I just want to let you know.
We all know. She's not actually a cop. She just has a shit sense of humor.
Look, this operation is very ship tight. Okay, so I just wanted to, cover. And she like puts the gun back in
if I was a cop, why would I tell anyone I'm a cop?
Because you legally have to. That's what they say. If I ask you you're a cop, you have to legally tell me you're a cop.
I don't think that's true.
I know. I'm fucking with you. All right.
Okay. I'm glad we have this relationship now.
I think they could probably both use some. But, you know.
Yeah, they sure do. Your friends have sticks up their butts.
Don't always get to choose your cast, huh? But yeah. So we could use some parts. Ran into just a bit of
What kind of parts?
interest on the way here.
I can get you parts, but you gotta tell me what kind.
Look, somebody ripped off Copper's arm.
Oh,
One of them.
Poor baby. Okay,
The
yeah.
sword
I can,
arm, no less.
Oh, who would do that?
Asshole.
Okay. All right. And she like pulls out a notepad. She writes down like one, Ma Durga class arm. Okay. What else?
And a Concord head.
Conquered.
I knew if anybody could do it in this whole sector, it had to be you, Denari. It had to be you.
Okay. It's a big ass, sis. I know we're friends, but you know, you're asking me to, you know, get you some classified military hardware. Like
we're friends,
yes,
but it's business.
Okay.
The compensation will be there.
You want to roll another sway check, or what's a check you want to do here, or does anyone else want to roll any checks here that would
I feel like I'm gonna make it worse.
I think Roman should roll something because he can use his dilfness.
Yeah, roll for
yeah.
dilf.
So Roman, you already have like an edge in this conversation because you can tell Denari's like keeps giving you like flirty eyes, you know. So anything you say right now, you might be able to charm her into getting what you need. But that's up to you. If
I know I'm considering it right now, and I mean, look, Rup is right. It's, you know,
I make
your
significant eyes at you.
Yeah. Look, we're friends, but it is business. There's a sizable take for this, and look, if we do this, you know, maybe we could spend time. Maybe I could spend time here, you know, just enjoying your fabulous establishment.
Yeah.
And, yeah. Why not? I mean, you know, if we complete what we need to do here, if you help us out, you know, like I said, we'll spend some time here. I would love to learn more about all this, what you've got going here.
Okay.
I've never seen a man drown out of water.
I mean, technically, half of that could be taken as innuendo, so it works out fine.
Yeah. Wow.
But also,
Go ahead, roll sway, rupi'a, and you can. And Roman, go ahead, take 2 stress points for helping that roll. And
Wait, I'm taking 2?
Because you're assisting, yeah.
I'm in max.
Yeah,
I'm in max stressed now. Holy shit!
I was stressed watching that.
do you want to roll this way, and I could help you?
No. I'm gonna take the stress. I'm gonna take the stress for that one. Yeah.
Go ahead, roll 3d6 for me, or however many sway that you have, plus another d6 from Roman assisting.
Okay, so that is 3. 5.
That's a 5. So you do succeed. She's like, okay, I'll get you your conquered head. I'll see what I can do. But you did roll a 5. So you said you were racing, right?
Yeah.
And it is the lethal one. She like opens up a drawer and like takes out a piece of paper, and she flips it and to reveal like a private eye photo of Armin Law, like from afar. She's like, say, this guy, you know this guy by any chance?
I mean,
He's one of the lords around here. He's Lord Armin.
reputation precedes him.
Yes. He's also racing. And I know a few guys that kind of want him dead.
Dinar, you put me in a situation here.
You put me in a situation. You're asking for fucking classified military hardware, okay?
You're asking me to be an assassin.
I'm asking you. It's not an intentional assassin. It's a race. Things get messy. And we all know how New Backcore went. I know you're good at getting messy.
Don't fucking talk about New Backcore.
Sorry. Whatever it is, just make something happen. If you promise me something happens to this guy.
I make no promises.
Well, okay then. I can't promise you this Conquered Head. I'm sorry.
I mean, you do the best you can.
Okay.
But you know there are lines I won't cross. Never again.
All right. Something to consider. Look, you and I, we're both hood brats. We fucking hate these rich assholes, all right? This guy, he union busted, all right? Like, we can't even get, like, working stiffs like us can't even fucking, get like a quarter of the wulong this guy gets.
I'll tell you something. I'll give you some information
Okay, sure.
that hasn't...
For free? You're gonna give me information for
I'm
free?
going to give you information for free
Wow.
that
Good
hasn't hit the
negotiation.
general pub yet.
Okay.
Mr. Law had a religious experience.
Oh, did he?
Mm-hmm. Rumor has it, a bodhisattva came to him and told him his life was shit, and he was making it shit.
That's
So
it?
it's possible that at the end of this race, that it's going to be a new Lord Armin that walks out of it with a whole new attitude.
Where'd you get this info?
I give you some information for free. I don't rat my sources.
Ah.
Who the fuck you think I am?
I don't know. I thought you were my friend.
Yeah? I thought you were mine too, and you're asking me to kill somebody.
I'm asking you to bring justice. I thought you cared about that.
I care about justice.
Okay. All right. Looks like we're at an impasse. Tell you what.
There's got to be something else. There's got to be something else you need that I can provide.
She looks at Roman. Maybe you do. But maybe, how about sleep on it? I'll come back to you before the race tomorrow. I'll see what happens. Okay, I'll find you. If I don't find somebody else to do this for me, but like that's that,
Yeah.
But either way, I will see about the Conquered Head. I can get you your arm, no problem. I like Schwingen parts. That's easy. Where do the fuck do you, who among you is flying a Concorde?
The cop.
You really need to stop saying that.
No, tomorrow morning, I'll find you. All right.
Okay.
Now, if you want to stick around and have a smoke, you can, or otherwise, I'll have one of my guys walk you out.
I'm gonna look to the two of you.
Will a smoke alleviate some of this nervous system.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, I got all sorts of strains for helping you calm your nerves, buddy. Don't even worry about it.
Out of character, will smoking reduce my stress?
We can roll for it.
Okay. Okay.
Let's pretend we're taking the downtime action of let's pretend we're taking the bonding downtime action, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so for cutting loose, you're going to smoke some sinner's honey.
Okay. Yes.
Roll 2d6 because I'll consider this one. I'll consider this as you and rupi'a are bonding over sinner's honey.
All right.
Look, we're not in dare here.
Yeah. Look, I'm not used to doing this. I mean,
we cut to her like usher you to sit down in front of one of the hookah things, and she packs so you see her like packs some like sticky substance on the top and lights it, and you see like the smoke beginning to form in the little water tank.
Look, I'm just saying that I had to provide a good image for Hope, and that really meant But I mean, I guess I've always have been pretty curious about this stuff, and it was a 3.
Okay, you get 3 points of you recover 3 points of stress.
Sick.
Go ahead and add a bond, add a point of bond between you and rupi'a. You see Denari like take the handle, just like shove it into your mouth. He's like, okay, now pull. It's okay. First time for everything. It's okay, Daddy. You Big Papa, you got this. You got this. Look, you're so strong.
I appreciate. Ooh, whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa. Okay. Whoa. That's not bad at all. Okay.
You did roll a 3.
Mm-hmm.
It is not bad at all. You feel like you feel a calm kind of like flood all of your body. You feel like lay back, right?
Yeah.
And that was just the first hit, but then as the come up starts to happen, right? Just like you hear Denari's like, oh, I also cut this with some I cut it with a couple of some spices. They'll help you see a little bit better, right? It's a new blend. I'm just trying it out. I just want to see how it's. And Roman, as the come up happens, the room goes dark, right? And you see yourself at the end of another long hallway, the same hallway that Callax'an saw earlier in the session, right? Twinkle, twinkle, morning star, how I wonder what you are. And as you look down and you see the black frame of the conquered morning star with its red eyes and its black wings, and you realize like, oh shit, you smoked sinner's honey while also having void exposure, right? And it gets closer. Dry your tears that fall like rain. Use your hatred to cause pain. Cockpit opens. And you see the pilot. And you hear Francis's voice in the back of your head shouting, Hope! Hope, what did they do to you? Hope! Eyes red, mask covered. Twinkle, twinkle, morning star. Show them what you really are. And we cut to the wide. Roman, you scream like hell. And that's our episode today, guys. Thanks again for tuning into Mekong. If you like this game, please be sure to check out the Beam Saber RPG on itch.io. And if you like us and you want to see more, be sure to follow Queensport Games on all the socials and on Patreon. Otherwise, my beautiful players, now is your time to say who you are, what you got going on, what's happening, how you doing, how you feeling, and also what you got going on.
Hi, my name is Ryan Omega. You could find me on Twitter and TikTok. I've started to kind of do that. Not really, but I just wanted to reserve the name under Ryan OMGA, under Instagram under Ryan Omega. I have a few things going on, and if you wanted to check all of that out, you could find that all on my socials, because I do a lot of hosting and then appearing at conventions.
Tagged. All right, I'm in. What's up, everyone? Andrew J. Landy here. Again, pronouns he, him. Played Roman Maxilom, also pronouns he, him. When I'm not being the world's okayest dad, really not okay right now. But no. I know that's all right. Exactly. When I'm not here, again, you can find me Twitter and Instagram at Andrew J. Alandy. That's Andrew, the letter J, then my last name Alandy. Would love to speak to as many of you as possible. Again, love meeting new people. I'm at a lot of different conventions. Follow me on my socials there as well. It's where we keep up with everything. And let's see. Let's send it over to the wonderful Pooja and rupi'a.
Hello, I'm Pooja, and I've been playing rupi'a Taiyang. You can find me on the socials as Forgotten Saves. If you want to hear me play more TTRPGs, you can find me on the Happy Jacks RPG, either current games or in their back catalog, just depending. Who knows what's going to happen in the future or the present. And maybe sometimes we know what happened in the past. And you can also find me on the podcast 12-Sided Stories.
I'm Clara. I'm all over the internet as clearly_golden, unless you're into mermaids, in which case you can find me on Instagram as mermaid_clarity. I also do technically have a Instagram for Clearly Golden. It is just more shitposty. You can find me over at Happy Jacks with Pooja sometimes, playing all kinds of games there. And also you can find me here at Queen's Court Games, playing our award-winning TTRPG show, The All Night Society. And now everyone will know when we recorded this. But
your award-winning character on the award-winning
dog
game.
And yes, that someone chose to validate me, and now they can never escape my goblin energy. But yes, Twitter is the best place to find me for all of the things that I'm doing all the time, forever. Jerry Bear.
And I'm Jerry Law. It's been an honor and privilege telling this story with all of you. Thanks again for tuning in. If you want to find me on socials, I'm at myjerryamore at Twitter and on Instagram. Thank you for watching. I hope you come and see the exciting conclusion to this really, really interesting arc going on here. So yeah, come back next time to see some mech racing and some inter-party tension because somebody gave drugs to someone who didn't want them.
No. I'm sorry.
To be fair, no. I was not given them. I took them.
That's fair.
Let's be fair.
That's fair. But
Like, I checked in and sent his key.
Yeah.
fare thee well, stay hydrated, tell someone you care about you love them, and stay off the honey. Have a good night, everybody.